Packers have a standard of going to the playoffs every single year except the last two. They've got plenty of work to do to turn things around. And, Chris, these are not Ted Thompson's Green Bay Packers. Major money spent in free agency to load up the team primarily on the defensive side of the ball. There's a much different vibe in Green Bay, a much greater sense of urgency, a higher degree of accountability, and a greater willingness than we've ever seen in the free agency era to go out and get multiple guys. Usually it was one guy every 7 or 8 years. Now they're loading up the can and they're trying to make the team better quickly.
Yeah, it's refreshing. And I think Green Bay would be one of those teams on a short list where I'd go, you could argue they won the offseason as far as some of the moves they made on the player front. You know, hey, Rashawn Gary in the first round, Darnell Savage also in the first round. 2 awesome talents to contribute to that defense. Young guys. But then you talked about it, free agencies, Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Adrian Amos on the defensive side of the ball. You know, hey, it's not going to be all about Aaron Rodgers having to just outscore everybody on a weekly basis. That's going to be nice. The biggest question I think that we probably all have is the guy that's on the screen right here if you're watching TV. We got a head coach who was a 1-year offensive play caller and was the offensive coordinator of the 25th ranked offense in football. And now he's the head coach and coaching Aaron Rodgers. And that's really what I am looking forward to see. What kind of offense is he going to build up there in Green Bay, and how is it going to look with Aaron Rodgers at the helm?
And can he get through to not just Aaron Rodgers, but the rest of the team? And I think Rodgers realizes how he reacts to Matt LaFleur and interacts with Matt LaFleur is going to go a long way toward letting the rest of the locker room know what they should or shouldn't do. It's not going to be an easy task for LaFleur. It was a surprise hire by the Green Bay Packers, but they're doing what they can to make a more creative offense. Chris, that's been your big criticism. The Mike McCarthy offense was too predictable. It was too stale. And it put too much on Aaron Rodgers to go out there and make things happen. Sometimes it has to be more than just a quarterback with incredible physical abilities making things happen. Someone explained to me last year, part of that give and take between coach and franchise quarterback is sometimes the quarterback makes the throw that makes the coach look good, and sometimes the coach comes up with a play that gets the quarterback the easy touchdown that makes the quarterback look good. And that's where the healthy tension is. Hey, I got you one there. Well, hey, I got you one there, and it goes back and forth.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, even for Aaron Rodgers, it can't be every play drop back and please make magic with your great, athletic physical ability. You know, even the great Tom Brady. Hey, of course, they have that relationship up in New England. Oh, here, hey, Tom, here's some plays to open, some easy completions, get you going. Oh, hey, way to go, Tom. Nobody was open on that play call. Way to throw a laser in there on a 25-yard comeback. And that's where you start to get growth as an offense. Exactly right. So, big questions there. And still with Green Bay in general, offensive line was a little bit of an issue last year. Lack of a running game here the last few years. It puts more pressure on Aaron Rodgers. That's one area I look at Matt LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett as being the offensive coordinator. I think they can bring a much improved run game scheme to the Green Bay Packers that's much needed. So I look at that and go, yay, that could be great for Aaron Rodgers because, of course, we know his ability to come off a play action and make big throws is pretty special. The other thing, Mike, I'll throw out there to you too, not a lot of household names at the wide receiver position for Green Bay. Who is going to be that next guy other than Devontae Adams that steps up at the wide receiver position, I think is the other thing to look at for Green Bay going into the season.
Yeah, because Randall Cobb is gone. Jordy Nelson is long gone. And there was that criticism that Aaron Rodgers had of the young receivers during training camp last year. They were doing a session where they're just kind of all over the place, and he called them out. And you've seen some growth, you've seen some development, but that's what's going to be a key requirement for this offense to get to where it needs to be. The defense, though. Yeah. Second year with Mike Pettin. Matt LaFleur keeps Mike Pettin around. Pettin had done a great job as a defensive coordinator in the Rex Ryan system. You get more players in there that presumably fit what Mike Pettin wants to do a little bit better. Money spent, draft picks invested. The defense could be the big surprise here. And the better that defense is, again, that takes heat off of Aaron Rodgers in the offense too.
100%. That's the thing I think I looked at of the offseason for the first, to your point right there. Yes. It's the first time I feel like they're going to be able to depend on the defense once again since maybe, 2011, 12 to where, okay, we might only have to go out there and score 20 points to win this football game. It doesn't have to be Rodgers making 3-4 amazing throws to give us 30 points points, late in the fourth quarter, whatever it may be. I really like Mike Pettin as a defensive coordinator. I think the talent on this Green Bay defense is real. Middle linebacker maybe is the only area I look at to go, okay, that doesn't jump out to me. But when you talk about the big guys up front, Kenny Clark, Mike Daniels, now with Rashawn Gary, I like that. We talked about the Smith guys on the edge of the defense. Jair Alexander was one of the best corners in football last year as a rookie. You talk about Savage and Adrian Amos in the secondary. I'm with you, Mike. I think the Packers defense, has the chance to be a top 5, certainly a top 10 defense in the NFL.
And Packers safety Josh Jones, according to Rob Demoski of ESPN.com, he sees the handwriting on the wall, and he senses that his time in Green Bay is not going to be extended. So he is staying away from OTAs, working out in Florida because he's hoping to be traded. He was a second-round pick in 2017, and he's ready to move on. And for good reason. They've made him irrelevant. They've replaced him, and he's going to be stuck on the bench until they do trade him or cut him.
Yeah, yes, he's not going to start over their first-round pick, Darnell Savage, who was one of my man crushes of the draft. Not just one rocket up his butt. There was 2 of them there. And then Adrian Amos was a hell of a signing from the Chicago Bears. But Josh Jones, come on, man. Just, be a good team guy. He's got talent, this kid, Josh Jones, Mike. And we know 3 safeties on the field in the NFL is kind of commonplace this day and age. So just because you might not start doesn't mean you won't get a chance to get out there and play. I don't think Green Bay's going to trade him.
But I like the idea of him forcing the issue and trying to bring it to a head rather than languishing and having no options if they decide in late August to move on from him. Better get a chance to get ensconced somewhere else now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.